Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. Strap yourselves in for this one, ladies and gentlemen. It might take a while. Very, very interesting day, to say the least. Good day. It was a very, very, very good Father's Day, both in sales and other respects. For one, I was able to get me some sleep, some very, very valuable sleep, even though I should have been tired because this was a back-to-back. It was. But for some reason, I wasn't all that tired. What kept me up and kept me alert was actually the fact that I was right next to a very attractive female. And that's a little bit rare at the flea market to be, across from a very attractive female with a table. So if it's one thing you need to know about me, even if I'm sleepy, I always get up when I'm around very attractive females. We'll get into that in a moment, though. It started off with me deciding to screw. Not the attractive female, but I decided to screw the table. I wasn't screwing on the table, but just literally putting screws in the table. I had a dilemma. My dilemma was all my women's bags. I really didn't know where to put them, to display them. I had tried to display them right on a table, and you have to stack them up. And it's not that appealing to people from a distance. I tried putting them on this thing, like this rack thing, but that thing is very cumbersome and heavy and has sharp edges, and I don't like really transporting it in the Impala. But I got this idea to start putting screws in the edge of the table. Sometimes people put screws in the table to hang their signs, but I just decided to put screws all across the front of the table and hang the bags. And it worked. On this day, I sold more bags than I ever had. In fact, I was getting sales left and right. Sales left and right. It was hard for me to keep track of the money and the sales. It was very good. Everything was functioning exactly like it should be. My table was getting the appreciation that it should. People were complimenting the layout. People were just surprised at all the stuff that I had, the variety. I always like to tell people, like when they come by the table, hey, sure something you'll find here. I got lots of variety. And they agree. Some people have their dedicated tables, but mine, it's always got a little bit of everything. Now, into some of the sales, I sold a couple magazines, which is actually kind of rare for me to sell magazines. Usually I'm selling like video games or other stuff like that, collectibles. But I did sell some magazines. I sold a Rey Mysterio magazine for $4. It was sealed, and it was one person that is an anime buyer from me. He buys a lot of the anime stuff I have. He asked me if it had the poster inside. He actually mostly got that magazine just for the huge fold-out Rey Mysterio poster. And we talked about how I was a huge Rey Mysterio fan. Then there was, you heard the audio actually from this day. One was, I forgot her name, but she was telling me about the stamp book, not to let it go for, I think her name was Jackie, I believe. I'm actually going to skip over some of the sales because my memory's kind of fuzzy on some of the sales. Just know that I was getting a lot of sales. What was most interesting about this day and got my attention and distracted me, I could probably have made over $200 or sales or more if I was really locked in, but I wasn't. In fact, when people were at my table, I was talking up this attractive female to the right of me. You might have recalled I talked about this female that always wore her really short shorts. And I was right across from her, and it was such a nice view. Such a nice view. She has gorgeous legs, thick but athletic, just like the perfect set of legs. And we were talking. I was not really flirting with her hardcore, just like a little bit, because she does have a boy. I found out it's a boyfriend, not a husband. She does have a boyfriend. And it was like, I say it. He was there. He drops her off, then he leaves, and then he comes back later. Maybe goes to work, I'm not sure. But the thing about this guy and her is there's a definite, sharp difference, not only in their attractiveness levels, but also just personalities. Like his personality is just like it's non-existent. I talked to him a little bit. He's so bland, he's so boring. Oh, she lit up when I talked to her. She did. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Rick, you sleazy scumbag, are you trying to move in on this guy's girl? No, not specifically. No, no, no. I mean, like I wouldn't turn her down. I mean, there's no ring on her finger, you know? But some of you might peg me as a sleazy scumbag. All I can do is present. If I present, if I cast out the line and they bite, then they bite. It's really not my fault that they're biting. But again, I mean, you only live once, is what I'm saying. I'm going to have probably lots of regrets when I get to the end of my life. And, boning her would probably not be one of my regrets. Just, again, gorgeous legs. I'm going to skip over like a lot of flirting because a lot of you might not want to hear about like the flirting or whatnot. She talked about how she worked at a cotton mill, something maybe textiles. I've never worked in a mill before, but part of the reason she has such like an in-shape body was because specifically legs is because she worked there, and I guess that helped develop her legs. I don't know how it came around to like me talking about like her legs. I have a way of actually complimenting people, complimenting females, but it not being like sleazy, if that makes sense. I'm really smooth about my approach. I think I talked about a tattoo on her leg and everything, and then it went to. I'll skip over that. I will. But you just need to know that it was a really, really great fun day. It really was. And that was a big reason why it was such a fun day. Now let's shift to the end of the day where I had a microwave. Now I bought a microwave. Sometimes I might go to a place, a thrift store, something, and I buy something specifically with the intention that I'm going to resell it. On this microwave, I was a bit shocked that this microwave I got that I cleaned up and I got for $14, really, there wasn't a lot of interest. I was actually shocked until the end of the day when there was this one woman, it's the woman that likes to swoop in. She's very shifty. She likes to swoop in when I'm leaving and make me a lowball offer on something. Bless her heart, she's a sweet old woman and everything. Sometimes I give her great deals on planters and buckets. And I wonder why she keep buying so many planters and buckets from me. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, she sells plants. Duh, she sells plants. I guess I never noticed that before. But that's one big reason that she buys the planters from me. And as long as she's there, I'll always have somebody, buying the planters. And, where I get the planters, basically, I've said before, they're just going to be thrown away. So it's just pure profit for me. So I don't mind letting those go. Now, the waste baskets, the buckets, I try to hide those from her because she'll try to lowball me on those buckets. And I sell those little buckets for like $2. So she came over and she wasn't super interested in that, but she came over and she saw the men's cologne. I had some, I think it's called Black and Black, Black or Black, something like that. Really like nice looking men's cologne. I got it for, I believe, what was it? Maybe $12, $12.99, something like that. And I gave it to her for 15. I did have 20 on it, but it did not sell. But I gave it to her for, what did I say? Yeah, 15. She also sells men's and women's colognes. So one tactic actually is to, when you notice that people sell specific things, they're going to need stuff for their tables. If anything, just to display on their tables. Now, maybe she might get 20, 25 out of it. I'm not sure. I mean, it is brand new and everything. I hope she does, actually. But that's one tactic, to find out what people are selling around you. And if you can get it for dirt cheap and upsell it just a little bit, then they will come by and they will try to buy it, trying to sell it for more and everything. So she got the cologne. She got some planners. And I was about to leave before she came by one last time. She pointed at the microwave. And I said, I think I might have had $25 on the microwave. It's a really nice looking microwave. I told her I would give it to her for 20. Okay? She's very interested in the microwave. We get over, I set it on the table, I plug it in so she sees that it works. The problem with this microwave, I forget the brand, was it came on, but it was really quiet. Where, like, maybe that's the way it was made, but it sounded just very low. And I was thinking, oh, damn, she's probably not going to want it because it sounds really low. She notices it sounds kind of low, like the sound like it might be going out. I'm not sure. She looks at me and she says, 15. I can't replicate her voice. She said, 15. And then I looked to, at this point, the female I was talking to, her boyfriend had came back, and I looked at them and I said, you see her? She's killing me here. You see this? See what's going on? And I'd already explained to, those two at the table how, I love her to death, but, she comes by and she lowballs me, and I'm like, oh no, here she comes, the old lowballing lady and everything. So I give her the microwave. I carry it over there. But apparently she's a strong old lady because I said, she had like a little small truck. I said, I'll lift it and put it in the back of your truck for you. And she says, no, I get it. I'm like, okay, that's cool.